Here. Welcome to Game Pass News once again, recorded September 16th, 2021. Today we talk about, as always, what is hot in the world of Xbox, what's coming and going on Game Pass each and every week. Thanks for listening. My name is Nick, and this man in the Xbox shirt, why don't I ever wear an Xbox shirt? I really gotta work on this. Is Sean Abbott. How you doing, man?
You've got green. Green's very Xbox.
Yeah,
it's
just
part of our logo. It's,
Xbox. Oh wait,
so
no, Xbox.
if yeah, every Xbox, every home needs an Xbox. There you go.
Oh man, that's great. That's really good. That's free, Xbox. I won't even charge you unless you want me to pay me something. Great.
Yep.
So how's life, man?
You know, send us the free stuff.
Right.
No, I'm good, man. Thank you very much. It's been awesome. That's my only day off this week, so I squeezed a run in. Chris Logal, one of the guys from Discord, unfortunately keeps picking my bad week when I'm really active at work to kind of challenge me on the Apple Watch for like the health app.
Oh yeah.
Which is, I'm really sorry, Chris. I keep winning, but that's because work forces me to actually stand up and walk around. So if it wasn't for that, I'd probably start playing games all day because while the kids are at school and Lindsay's at work, you know, I just want to play on the Xbox.
God bless you, Chris. You ain't never gonna win that battle, man. I mean, I don't know. You just have to start walking around your house on like a, because I think he works from home, if I remember correctly. Him telling that. So
no, yeah, but he is working out really hard. I mean, every time he does a workout and stuff, I get like a notification telling me that Chris has finished the workout and he's earned this award. And you know, he's working really hard. So you know, go Chris.
Yeah.
You know,
good job,
it's nice
man.
to. So, but yeah, other than that, pretty good. We had an interesting weekend. Lindsay went and did like a charity run for cancer called Pretty Muddy. She got absolutely filthy, which was hilarious to watch. And our eldest did it with her, so that was a 5K run, which was cool. Which unfortunately has now made Lindsay want to do something a bit more challenging. So she's signing us up for something called Total Warrior, which is July next year. 12 kilometers and 27 obstacles. So
wow.
As tomorrow basically starts our training for that because Lindsay's really worried about how her back's going to do. So we're going to try and strengthen her back up and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So
I thought you were going to say Lindsay's really worried about how well I'll do.
no. Yeah, if we were to do it tomorrow, I'd be worried, but a couple of weeks and I think I should be okay. So
nice.
Well, how are you guys? How are you doing anyway? Because you know it's busy for you at the moment too.
Oh, is it ever? First off, we just want to say thanks to Bruce and thanks to Dwayne the Duke for hopping into the chat with us today. We really appreciate that. Or as I like to call it, because I made his name is it an adjective? I'm not good with my English. Togo bopping in, because that's what Bruce does, and we really appreciate that. Man, let me tell you, my wife. No, first let me say it's not COVID. All is gonna be okay. That much we're fairly certain of. As fairly certain as you can be when somebody goes to the hospital. My wife's been in the hospital for a night and is about to be in the hospital for another night with like a infection type thing, and so I'm just glad the kids are older. Like, it's not as bad, you know. It's not. You got two kids. They're now older. Like, if they were toddlers, I mean, they're 5 and 7, whatever. But if they were like younger or babies, that'd be a freaking nightmare. Can I tell you that? But like now they're to the age where you're like, go brush your teeth, go get your backpack, go do your stuff. You know, you don't gotta do all that for them. So like riding it by yourself is not as bad at the moment. So I'll say that much for it. So, but yeah, it's never good when your significant other is in the hospital. So
no. Well, fingers crossed for a speedy recovery because you guys are away soon, which means I have to do another solo podcast. Yay! But yeah, you guys have got the cruises coming up, which you know you've been waiting for like 2 years for that thing. So
yeah, which we just got a email from Norwegian, which is like a literal like list. It almost does not feel at this moment like a vacation. They're like, listen, you gotta go get this test and make sure you have this test by this date, and don't forget your vaccine papers, and then make sure that. And I'm just like, oh my god, like this is a workout. This isn't a vacation. I'm sure it'll be fun, but it is a little like nerve wracking because at the end of it, they're like, listen, if you f any of this up, it's not our fault, and you won't be able to board the ship, and you'll have to find your way home. And I'm like, oh, well, this sounds like so much fun. Thanks, can't wait.
Uh,
Yeah.
hey, but
So
you can't knock them for being safe in the current climate. It's like, yeah, can't knock them for being safe and making sure everybody gets on and off well. So
yeah, no, I mean, I really do appreciate. I'm glad we're with Norwegian. They're one of the more safer ones. They're actually one of the ones that have been pushing our wonderful Florida governor, not my Florida governor, but the Florida governor in my country to kind of run the cruise industry a little bit safer. So no, I do appreciate that, but it also is a little nerve wracking when you got all this money on the line and they're like, we ain't gonna refund you if you don't do everything just right. So
well,
so
knowing how good you are with the doc every week, because sometimes I let this thing drop and we end up like going, what should we talk about this week? I'm pretty sure you've got it covered. So.
I appreciate that. I really do. Speaking of the doc, let's move right down that list into the top stories. This one just made me giggle. I could not put it. I could not put it on. Arcane makes a fantastic game by all accounts. IGN, I think, gave it their first 10 of the year. And they are Arcane, by the way, is owned by Bethesda, which is now owned by Microsoft. And so, of course, you would think this is great for Xbox, except that game happens to be Deathloop, an exclusive, at least timed for, I would imagine, at least a year, timed exclusive for the PlayStation.
So the cynic in me says, hey, this is Microsoft saying, look, we own Bethesda, so technically we kind of own Arcane. They can do their own thing. That's completely up to them. But they've made you an exclusive, which looks like a shit hot game. So, play games with us, PlayStation, Sony. Stop being a ball wag.
Yeah.
Basically, this could be an underhand deal coming. So
Yeah, this one's funny to me. I mean, yeah, this one really makes me laugh. I mean, so in full transparency, Arcane inked this deal with PlayStation before they were owned, and I have no doubt that PlayStation locked that contract down. It's all about the lawyer, and there was no way that Xbox could get out of it, and so that's just kind of how it went. So yeah,
and the Duke is right. Deathloop does look good. I am really upset we have to wait that little bit longer to play it, but it's not. It doesn't look good enough to warrant me buying a PlayStation to play it. So.
yeah, I agree. I agree with both of those sentiments. So, I mean, there's nothing really there other than a little giggle. And I really appreciated. I will say this: I really appreciated Microsoft, their main account, Xbox, tweeting to Arcane saying, "Hey, great job! This game looks awesome. Yeah, this game looks awesome. Congrats on all the good reviews." And I'm sure that was a little hard to swallow for whoever had to hit the send button. Obviously, they didn't mention PlayStation in there, but
Yeah.
they did give Arcane their due, and I appreciate that.
Is that one of them where like if you want to go, let's try and put this, everything looks peachy and rosy on social media. So peachy and rosy up here, they're like, yay, well done, But then like the emails back and forth and the private messages, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Come on, make something like that for us. Crack on.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, us Xboxers will get it at some point, and I'm imagining it'll be day one Game Pass when we do get it. Day one for Xbox Game Pass. I don't know. So yeah. Have you what else? Oh, Tokyo Game Show. Tokyo Game Show is coming out soon. There you go. And Xbox will be there, but they said don't expect anything. Regional stuff only. Thanks for coming. Basically.
Yeah, they had that big E3 event, and then they had their own little to do afterwards, which we tried to cover, but then it was basically just a longer preview of everything they showed at E3. So they can't rock up to Tokyo Show with anything different other than more previews of what's already coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
Let's
mean,
go.
yeah, that's all right. I get it, but yeah. So Xboxers don't expect anything to rock your world in if you're gonna watch this game show. Game show. If you're gonna watch the Tokyo Game Show, game shows are great. So, but yeah, this one I want you to take because I'm really interested in your opinion. The week of delays, Battlefield 2024 moves from October 22nd to November 19th, which puts it just a couple weeks from Halo Infinite. Does it matter?
Uh, yes, it does. It matters because it means I only have 2 weeks to play Battlefield before I play Halo, because I'm gonna play Halo. But there must be a reason. There must be some issues. The only thing I can think of, because the gameplay footage that we saw when they said it was not quite finished footage looked very, very good.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think of is that this is hardware style issues. So the servers ready for because it is going to be absolutely brutal when it comes to people trying to get into games.
Oh yeah.
So day one of this is going to be spent you waiting for a server to be available. Um, that's the only thing I can think of is they're having to beef up the servers, and that's just with COVID issues, probably still delivery of parts and things like that. Because I know,
Yeah.
like over here in the UK, we can't like the fast food restaurants are running out of chicken because they can't get delivery of chicken quick enough. So I can only assume that the technical parts for whatever they need might not be there on time, which is obviously forced a delay. Now you never know. They might in the next week or so announce that Halo Infinite's also taking the similar delay, so they don't have that overlap.
I heard this not rumor, but conjecture, I guess is what I call it. The same as you're doing. But man, can they really do that? Don't forget, these these idiots debuted this game in the Xbox premiere and said it was coming holiday 2020. And here we are, holiday 2021, and they've already said, "Hey, yeah, a good part of this game ain't coming for 3 to 6 months." I mean, if they come back and say, yeah, so we're just gonna delay the whole thing. Oh my, I don't even want to know what the internet will do, quite frankly, just to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's just I don't know. To do them so close together, I guess it's Dice that are kind of running the show. It's not, unfortunately, probably not Microsoft that's saying this. Microsoft are probably peed off big time about it, but it is Dice running the show. Dice probably want to make sure that it's their face on the front of this, as much as the Battlefield 2042 is using the Xbox as their Call of Duty and Activision and Sony. Um, they want to make sure that when they deliver this, it is on point and there is no problems because they don't want the backlash for it. So having a bit of backlash for it being 2 weeks late after us waiting so long for it is probably less than on day of release
Hmm.
people not being able to play. So
And I will say, my other thought about this was, does this does this really matter for for Xbox? Because this is day one on Game Pass. They're not really trying to sell copies of this game, right? I mean, they don't assume. They're assuming that the majority of the people who play Halo Infinite day one are going to be playing it on Game Pass. Wouldn't you think?
yeah, part of me thinks that a lot of people that will want to play this on Game Pass that don't have Game Pass have probably already signed up or have probably lined up when they're going to do the 3 months free trial
Mm-hmm.
and then ignore the fact that they're now paying monthly for it because they're too busy playing this awesome game. Um, so no, probably not. I reckon there'll be a big spike in the amount of people that use Game Pass
Oh
very
yeah,
quickly when this releases.
yeah, yeah.
So no, I don't think it's going to interfere a right lot with their. I mean, that's still a show that we need to do because the more I read into it and how Game Pass works for developers and Microsoft and stuff, I am amazed. I don't understand. I can't understand why Sony haven't done something similar so quickly. But um, you know, it's yeah. it has the potential to make them a lot of money because a lot of people are going to turn around and go, well, I can pay a pound or a dollar and have Game Pass. I can have this game for 3 months, so I can have it over the holiday period.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then they'll probably sit back and think, well, really, it is like $7.99 to $11.99 a month. Is that for a game that I really enjoy? Where this game I could have gone out to the store and buy it for $70. A lot of people are going to be like that, so it is a really big revenue for Game Pass. It's probably going to have a lot of people sign up. It being 2 weeks late, it's probably not going to bother them. So no, I don't think it's going to bother. I think especially with Halo being 2 weeks later as well. I think it's like a double-edged sword for them. They're going to kind of go boom boom. Here you go, lots of money. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
If this was under their own development, then yes, maybe it could hurt them because a lot of people would question then, is Halo going to have a similar time delay and so on and so forth? But no,
Yeah.
probably DICE driving this.
Oh yeah, I would imagine so. Um, and then also along with Battlefield, actually, the first news drop was Dying Light 2, getting delayed from December 2021 to February 2021. There's an actual date in there, and I'm sorry I forgot. I think it was like the 3rd of February. They gave an exact date, which is always a little bit more helpful or makes you feel like maybe they got a chance of hitting that. So there was
See,
I
this
can't remember it
this
though.
this was rumored to come out mid-December. So like my birthday is the 17th of December. And I was really excited because I watched the teaser trailer for the new Spider-Man film, which drops on my birthday. It is
Oh,
like
that's
it comes
cool.
out on my birthday. So this was going to come out somewhere around the same time. And Dying Light, I don't believe, is a Game Pass day one release. So this is a game that
No.
I will buy because the original Dying Light is amazing. I have been waiting for Dying Light 2. I mean, I have played Dying Light through and through on the Xbox and the PlayStation. I bought the DLC on the Xbox and the PlayStation. And if I could play this game and buy the DLC on the Switch, I'd have it on the Switch as well.
Yeah. So if I didn't dream about games that I play as much, I'd probably play it too. Because to be honest, it looks pretty cool. But I don't really want to dream about zombies.
It's the perfect combination of
I know.
first person view platforming, free running, zombie killing, survival. It's just it takes it for what I like in games. It ticks every single box, and especially when it gets dark. I used to love running around in the dark and running away from like the super zombies in the dark. It was like
Yeah. So I did look it up. It's not currently slated for Game Pass, but it's assumed that it will likely come a bit after its release. But that's an assumption that or a conjecture or hypothesis, whatever.
I
Not
will be buying it.
fact.
And if you can pick up Dying Light cheap and play it between now and the release of the first one, you'll not go a day without being bored of playing it.
All right, that's big. That's a big hype.
It is.
Dying Light is the first one on Game Pass? I can't remember. I thought
I
somebody said it
don't
was for some reason.
think
I
it
thought I
was.
heard a podcast that said it was. I can't believe we don't know every game that's on here. No, it's not. Nothing with dying or light is coming up. No, it's not.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's you can buy it for $12.
$12. That's like a month of Game Pass, Sean.
But this is a really good game for $12. You,
I'm
you
just
you
kidding.
buy this game, you'll not play another one for a month. So
Also, won't sleep that month, but that'll be great. It'll give me
Yeah.
something to do. While I just
Just
look for zombies in the corner of my
the
room.
whole story of it all. Like you dropped into this city that's been over. It's like it's not worldwide. It's just in the city, and it's been overrun by a virus that's making people be the undead. And there's like city of Hanan as well. I can remember the city name really well. And it's just everything's climbable. You can climb up everything. You eventually get like grappling hooks to help propel you up things. You have to use light traps. It's just and you're crafting weapons. So like you'll start with just like a hook, and then you'll eventually be able to like make it a flaming hook. So
Sounds like another
she,
game I played recently. Um. All right. So Dying Light, February 2022. It'll still be Dying Light 2, February 2022. It'll be coming just a little bit later. Not a lot to say here, but Compulsion Game developers of We Happy Few did give a Let's Play to. It did look pretty cool, but I didn't keep with it. Uh, just kind of, I like to bring these out. I think we both like to bring these out whenever somebody says something either positive or negative on Game Pass, especially when it comes to developers. But they said having their game on Game Pass day one had no negative impact on development. Really know what that means, but that's what they said. So I just felt like something we whenever there's news about that kind of stuff, I like to bring it to light. So, got any thoughts on that?
I'm just quickly looking up now because I don't recognize the game or the developer. So
When you see the face of the guy, you'll be like, "Ah, I remember that game." Maybe you didn't play it, but you can't
uh,
not know that face of the it's the long,
long
narrow
nose,
chin,
yeah.
white faced guy. So yeah, so their exact quote is has no negative impact. No negative. Does being on Game Pass day one have any negative impact? Was the question. No, no negative impact. Positive, yes. We want as many people as ever to be able to access our games. On We Happy Few, for example, as first we were going to release it only on Steam, and a little by little we added it on ID, Xbox, and then PlayStation at the same
I
time.
say they worked closely. Looking very quickly, reading through the stuff there, they worked very closely with Gearbox Publishing, didn't they? Which
Yeah,
was Gearbox Publishing was very big with ID and Steam. So
yeah. What we really
I
want is
imagine
for
they've got
people
their
to be able to
own.
play our games. That's what they say. Sorry. Did I
All
lose
right.
you?
No, you didn't lose me. I just quickly there was we got a message from Tim. So
Tim, what are you doing? Hop on in, man. Where you at? So that's that. Let's move on to the spotlight. And Sean, man, we got some stuff. I mean, I'm just
yeah.
gonna say it. We got some games up in here. How about you start with yours, and I'll jump in where where I have something to say or where I've been playing as well.
So I streamed 3 games today. I was gonna try and do 4, but I kind of ran out of time. I should have done one of these over the other, but I kind of switched on the Xbox, had a quick look at Game Pass, and thought, the stuff that we were talking about in Discord is now available, so I'll download them. So while I was waiting for everything to download, I did a quick stream of Skate, just a little half an hour run through of things, kind of like tried to talk the game up a little bit while falling over a lot. So which was funny. So yeah, I played that. The Skate EA by Skate, Skate by EA even. Let's get this the right way around. Um, it's like, as I said, I was playing it. I absolutely love that game. I could have sat there quite happily all afternoon, not said a word, and played that game. People would have jumped in and out and watched. I didn't have to say anything. I just enjoy it. So, and the other game I did was Art of Rally. After the conversation we had with Tim and Marty while we were on the Nintendo Dance podcast, um, I played that a bit, got to grips with it, and thought, okay, now I have an idea of how to actually go around the corner on it somewhat okay. I thought I would do a stream of me doing it just so it looked good rather than me doing lots of crashing because nobody wants to see doing lots of crashing. So I did that I did the Rally of Kenya, which was actually it took me half an hour to do that one rally, which says a lot for the game. There's a lot of gameplay to be had there. It is challenging. If you like pure arcade style racing, you will find it difficult. If you like racing simulators, it's fantastic. Like the throttle response, the brake response, the way the car handles is very simulator esque, but with really simple graphics. But like as I said, as I was playing it, not simple to the point where you think this looks poor, but it's good enough to like the stuff away from the center of the screen which you're focused on is good enough to kind of keep your peripheral vision like interested,
Hmm.
but you're so focused on how the car reacts and stuff that you don't really notice that they are just polygon colors. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed it, and the developers have done it's a really good job of making a very simple but difficult rallying game. So it's one I'm going to keep going back to. It's one I plan on trying to play next week for a little bit when I've got a bit of quiet time. So
I mean I don't play it, but I do appreciate those games where it's like the controls are spot on, but yet like the graphics are very like, I don't know if polygonal is the right word or whatever you want to say, but just they're not like, you don't see the sheen off of a car, but yet the
yeah,
graphics make you feel like
I
you're
mean
in that
the
type of
fact
game.
that the car gets you start off and the car's really clean and it eventually gets dirty, it gets dirtier and dirtier over the stage
That's
is
awesome.
great. The fact that every stage is slightly different, it's not just repetitive and one's longer than the other, but also the feeling of, and it did it as in this, it did it midstream where like I got one of the corners so perfect. It was a right hander. There was loads of hay bales in the corner. Like I just dipped the brakes a little bit and the car started sliding and the front end of the car just touched the hay bale. It went through the corner, carried loads of speed through it. And I thought it still gave me that like, yes, that felt great to drive
Yeah.
through that corner. It still gave me that like really good, yes, yes, I did that really well,
Yep.
but it looks so simple. And that's like, you can't ask. I can sometimes play like Dirt 5. You can play that until the cows come home, and I got a similar sense of accomplishment from a game that I won't say isn't as polished, but doesn't have like the high end graphics and all the rain, the water coming off the windscreen. It's just so simple, but so good. So you can't
Hmm.
ask for more. And then the third game I played, which you've also played a little bit of today, and I have a feeling we're going to talk absolute trash about Glass Bottom Games Skateboard.
Yeah, I
I
was really excited. Really wanted something
so
to be there.
me too. I was really, especially when you get to create your burb,
Hmm.
which I don't understand why they call it a burb, not a bird. But
I don't either.
when like I was flicking through and you can choose like down to the point you can choose your breed of bird.
I know, it's great.
And then you can give them little hats, glasses, stuff around the neck, belts, capes if you want to give them a cape. And then you start playing the game and you soon realize that this is just like bad.
Yeah.
The so for me, the inability to control the direction properly, the inability, to do various different tricks, the physics behind the game, fine, you added a double jump. That's hilarious. It does add an aspect of the game to get you to higher places. And you are a bird. You can
Hmm.
fly. Um, the cute little bits I liked, the grabs, obviously they don't have hands, so they was using his beak to do different things. The wings went if that was great. But it was really hard to balance on stuff. Um, you soon got stuck in graphics. You could fall over very quickly. You just are completely the opposite. You think you're going to fall over, so you stop trying to do something and you don't. I just I was overwhelmed by lots of different things, and then the sense of having an objective. It was like that. It was a really poor mix of open world, but having objectives to do. It was just nothing. So after 15 minutes of playing it, I wanted to stop, but then I was like, I'm doing a stream in this game. I need to keep going. Maybe it'll get better, and it didn't. It's just no.
Yeah, so here's what I'll say. I think this game could possibly get better with some serious updates. It feels like they just didn't give it to a focus group. Like that's what it feels like. It feels like they just made it and they were like, this game's great. Let's just put it out.
Or if they gave it to a focus group, they gave it to a focus group of people that were high. That
Yeah.
just spent the entire time going, "This is a bird on a skateboard."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that aspect wears off real quick. Like you're like, okay, I'm a
yeah.
bird on a skateboard. That's funny. And now it's not. One, if you're on Xbox, I will tell you, I am fairly certain they made one version of this game. It's the same version that the Switch is getting. The graphics are not great. There doesn't seem to be a ton here. Different. Yeah, it looks poor for an Xbox game and probably okay, not even good, okay for a Switch game. Um, the music, which anybody who listens to me in a podcast knows I don't really care about music all that much, but as I was playing it, the background music was just like whatever, it wasn't special, it wasn't bad. But they give you these bird facts, which okay, that's kind of fun, kind of in a radio voice, like, "Hey, did you know that?" And it's like two people talking about birds, and they gave the same. Hey, did you know there's a barn owls all over the all over the country? Yep, there, or maybe it was the world. I can't remember. Yep, there are, but they're never seen because they're so hard. I heard that in the hour that I played this game 10, 15 times. It's like, well, can't you find another bird fact? Like, there's thousands of birds. Find another fact and do some voiceover. I don't understand. So there's that. Yeah,
The musical aspect of it as well. I kept noticing, like, as the track changed, it isn't any known tracks. The music that
yeah.
they have made for the game is specific for the game. It was called like Mum's Bird OST.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, you have to find the object. You have to find your next objective by trying to find a bird, which I found somewhat annoying. You can easily get stuck, if you be like in between like a wall and another like object. Your skateboard gets stuck in between there, and so when you go to reset, you go right back to your skateboard, which then makes you fall off immediately because you're stuck in between this thing. I had that happen multiple times where I had to like reset on the board and then press the A button. Why they made your bird just roll around after he falls off? No idea. I mean, I don't even understand what they're trying to get. I mean,
the the
yeah,
bit that I did find funny is you could scream while he's rolling around on the floor. If you press the
I
LB
should
button,
have
you could just
done
make the
that.
bird go "Meep,"
I can't believe
constantly.
I didn't do that. Another thing that really frustrates me in games because this feels so old school. You have to complete objectives the way they want you to complete objectives. So like I had to like get all the letters skate. Like there were like an SKATE on this like little half pipe thing.
Oh, it was money. It was the get the birdseed money. Yeah.
No, no, no. Later on there's skate.
Oh, oh, you went further than I did. Jeez.
um and the T is right in between two ramps. Now what they want you to do is take one ramp and kind of like flip up and
Transfer
over,
across.
yeah, and hit the other ramp. But I was having issues doing that, and so I found that if I went, I could grind on the little straw thing that they have set up behind it, jump off of that, and hit it. Which I did. I went straight through the T, and it was like, nope, you didn't get it. And it's like, reward my ingenuity. And that's something they don't do. They don't reward ingenuity, and they don't reward objectives. Like, why? Why am I completing these objectives? I'm not getting anything for them
Yeah.
other than go to your next one.
And the story wasn't great as well. They
No.
kept going on about this big friend, which I'm
Yeah.
assuming is the person that owned the apartment. But I just, yeah, the gameplay trailer for it looked hilarious, and it looked like it'd
Did.
be basically Tony Hawk's but with little tiny birds.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this could be great. And then it just, yeah, it didn't do itself any justice.
No.
I even think my exact words during the game were of that they didn't polish it up. They didn't
Yeah.
give it to people. They didn't test it. They just thought this is, we think we've done a good job. There we go.
Yep. I would agree with that. I called it a game that was a death by 1,000 cuts. Because none of those things I said was all that big of a deal, but there's just so many they pile up, and it's like, meh. There's better games to play. So
Yeah.
that's all I got.
The only other games I've been playing, and it's because I've been at work. So like when I'm sat at my dinner, or if I've got too warm, I sit in the mess room to cool down for a bit. I've been playing little mobile games. First one, I've gone back to Mario Run. So and I haven't
Were
played.
you the friend request?
I am the friend request.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry. I'll go in and do that. I saw that. I was like, who the hell's playing Mario Run? Flip.
Yeah, that's me. I've gone back. The remix 10 has dragged me right back in. So I'm in the middle of doing that. So yeah, that's the one. Uno, the mobile game, which I have now added you as a friend on that.
Yeah.
But it's like if I'm sometimes when I'm playing nights, sorry, when I'm on nights, I sometimes text Lindsay and I'm like, oh, just go on Uno, and we kind of like it's a way of us being able to play a game together while I'm at work.
That's
Sometimes like
awesome.
I'll just during my dinner, and if she's still up. And the other one, I thought I'd try and get ahead because Stardew Valley is meant to be coming to Game Pass as much as I
Mm-hmm.
believe.
Yep.
So
No,
I thought I
you're
would try and get into the game a little bit like when when you contact me about Animal Crossing and doing the whole Dad Crossing
yeah.
podcast. So when that happened, I went and bought a DS and bought New Leaf for the DS to play to try and get into the game of Animal Crossing, which I did and became quite addicted to. So I thought, is there a mobile version of Stardew Valley? Guess what? There is a mobile version of Stardew Valley. It's currently on offer as well. It's half price on the um, App Store for Apple. I don't know if it's the same on Android and stuff like that. So I've been playing a little bit of Stardew Valley, trying to get used to the idea of it. I've not done much farming. I've done a lot of going through the cave and defeating different dungeon beasts and stuff.
I figured.
So
I figured that's
I
what
did
you're
that
gonna
sort of
tell me.
yeah. I've done some crafting and I've done a little bit of farming, but I can't figure out who to get animals from. So I've just been doing lots of
Oh, okay.
dungeon crawling.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. So I did play a little bit of Super Metroid last night, but that's mainly because I wanted to test out the new Bluetooth feature in the most recent Switch update. So
Well, I know you want to chat about it, so let's chat. What do you think of this blue? We are an Xbox podcast, but we own Switches, you all. So what do you think of this crazy Bluetooth unlocked for headphones for Switch?
why why didn't they do it in the first place? Why
Well,
the why have we had to wait 3 years, 4 years nearly for us to have Bluetooth availability on the Switch? And it works so well. It's like, why? Why Nintendo? Why did you wait this long?
we'll never know. We'll never know, but I guarantee you there's a reason. I guarantee
Yeah.
you there was something that they were like, let's do it Bluetooth. And the guy's like, no, no Bluetooth. No, it's not working. And he's like, what do you mean it's not
Yeah.
working? It's right
Because
here. We set it up. And he's like,
I
can't
have
get it to
I have
work.
an OG Switch, and I was like everyone in the Discord was like, oh wow, look at this! You can finally hear like Bluetooth audio, and like Jesse did a first react and stuff like that video, and I was like, no. So that I like walked through the door, got home from work, picked my Switch up, didn't even say anything to Lindsay, set off the update, put it down, and like talked about work and how we were and stuff, and then like once it had finished, picked it up, opened I've got some AirPods, opened it up, sunk them up. It took two attempts, but that wasn't the Switch's fault. That was because they were trying to hook up to the phones, um, and it just worked. And it's like why 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 is it took so?
Yeah.
I have an OG Switch. I haven't done a hardware upgrade. I've just what part of the Switch of there must be the only thing I can think of is that software for a certain part of the wireless side of the Switch has now become available where it can use different bandwidth and it just works. But
The
it's amazing.
The only other thing that I can think of is they didn't release it, and this was always the conjecture back in the day. They didn't release it because it would suck the battery life out of it. And and so I'll be interested, like if you play for a long period on Bluetooth, what you think. If you
I
lose,
played Super Metroid on the SNES Online on the Switch for 2 hours last night, and it didn't. My OG Switch didn't dip below 50%
hmm,
after 2 hours.
yeah, because that was always the conjecture that I heard, and I mean I remember Nintendo Dad's chatting about, which was well maybe it's got to do with battery life and that's the problem. Um, Man, I have no idea, but it's a Super Nintendo thing to do to be like, yeah, here it is. We could have done it 4 years ago, but we thought we'd do it now. I mean, it's just the best. It's the absolute best. They
But
took this
the
4-year-old console and made it have this brand new feature. Like, who else does that?
yeah, and with the OLED coming out in what 2 3 months time, and they drop this, it's just reinvigorated switches everywhere for everyone because I know like over the last 4 years there's been loads of chat in the Discord about different plugins that you can get for the Switch. So
Oh,
you got the
so many.
plugin at the bottom, and you've got the one that reaches right round. It's like they're so cumbersome.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they take up battery life, and it's like Nintendo have just gone, thanks for spending all that money on third-party hardware, but you can just do it now.
Yeah,
Even docked, you can still do it. It's like,
it's the best.
we-
It's so funny.
yeah,
I never even thought about that, Sean. All those companies, they had to be like, F me. I mean, can you imagine? You're maybe you're out there. You're like, listen, guys, we can make a better version. We got R&D moving. They're gonna make a better version of their Bluetooth adapter, and
yeah.
Nintendo's
Let's
like,
make the OLEDs coming out. Let's make a sleek version, so like when people
yeah,
get their new OLED, we can. And like it's now, it's like, oh, yeah.
just totally killed this whole third-party market of Bluetooth adapters. It's the
Let's go to
best in the
Microsoft
world.
and see if they want. Let's go to Microsoft and see if they want third-party
That's
Bluetooth
right.
headsets. Oh wait,
That's
no,
right.
they make their own.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's the best. Um, I have not
So what
tried
have
it
you been
yet.
playing?
Yeah. What have I
What
been
have
playing?
you been playing?
Well, that's fair. Still playing Psychonauts 2. I've made it. I made it a little bit further, not as far as I'd like to make it in that game. Um, but I made it through the casino now. I'm on to my next mission. All I'm gonna say is, so I don't ruin it for anything. I need to find bacon. There you go. That's
Ah,
how I love this game. I need to find bacon. So and
how did you find the octopus fight?
I thought it was really good. I mean,
Yeah,
like everything in this game, it's just I feel like I'm playing a Nintendo game. I really do.
yeah.
Like it's just so great. It feels like it's like, hey, there's this one little thing and they try to hide it, but they show it to you kinda, and then you got to figure out how you make it happen. I mean, the game just I mean that's probably why I love it so much. I mean, I love it. I love a good Nintendo game, and this feels like and I mean, this is as high praise as I get on a game, by the way. So this is just in case you think, if you're not a Nintendo fan, you think this is a cut. For me, this is as high praise as it gets. This reminds me, this feels like I'm sitting down playing a well crafted Nintendo. And I mean, that's about as high praise as I can give a game.
Yeah.
Um,
I've I've got back to the Psychonauts HQ after the casino boss battle, and I haven't played it anymore yet. But like I'm trying to use the new like things that you unlock. I'm trying to use them to get to different places in the HQ to collect the like the cards and the
mm-hmm.
side points and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get all that kind of stuff. So I'm not trying to run through the game really quickly. I'm trying to enjoy it because I am really enjoying it. Like you say, you are playing a well crafted platformer that
Mm-hmm.
you know has had some time and effort put into it. So and I
And
like
it,
the storylines. I like the humor. I
oh
like the
yeah,
storylines. I like going around. I like just jumping into other people's brains and watching like how Raz turns into different characters or different objects depending on the person that
yeah,
you
that's the
kind of
best.
hijack.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's funny. I started out doing what you were doing, and then all of a sudden, it took me a hot second to figure out how to get to where I needed to go from there back in the HQ. I was like, I was doing what you were saying, just trying to get cards, and all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I don't know, it took me longer than I thought to figure out where I needed to go, but I got there. So, games I've been playing, specifically just to test them out and see how they were on Game Pass. These games have dropped recently. I did a rogue like stream, which everybody knows how much I love roguelikes.
back to back.
Back to back, Crown Trick and Nuclear Thorn. The you could not find two more different roguelikes than these two. Um and so for me, I'm finding that I do if I'm going to enjoy a roguelike, I'm going to enjoy one that lets me bring something back. And Crown Trick lets you do that. And it's a very funky game. What is the super hot delete game you played? Super mind control.
Super Mind Control Delete.
Yes. So there's a timepiece that reminds me of that, to where the enemies only move when you move. It's a grid, but in this
Okay.
case, it's a grid-based system, to where like if you move one, they immediately move one, and so you have to try to figure out what they're gonna do and where you're gonna go and how that's gonna work out. It's a very fun tactic. It's a really, for me, what do I want to say? I'm not normally a fan of turn-based, but the way that the quickness of how like you move and they move and you move and they move, it feels very um it doesn't feel turn based, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And
Yeah.
so then when you die, you bring stuff back. I saved this lady, and she came back with me to like my safe zone, and now she's making potions for me. It's a good game. If you like roguelikes and you like that kind of thing, you might want to take a look at it. Nuclear Throne. You bring nothing back. It's a twin stick shooter. You blow the crap out of everything. You pick up weapons. You pick up guns. You shoot shit. Lots and lots of shooting, and that's not bad. Can I tell you the sound effects in this game are freaking awesome? Like it's a pixel 2D pixel top down twin stick shooter, but like when you hit the goo, like I got my headphones on, you hit that goo and you can just hear it. It feels like somebody just took goo and threw it up alongside your head. So well done. Just real crisp HD sounds. I'm not a huge sound guy, but when it comes to that, man, I could just hear those. I was like, that's amazing. Um Two left for me. I played Skatebird. I already talked about that. Um, Flynn, Son of Crimson. I've actually put in about 2 hours to this. I was gonna play it last night on stream. So I'm sorry for those of you who saw a tweet at about like 7 or 6 saying that I would be on later that night. I never made it because of my wife being in the hospital. I didn't want to come down here and hang out playing games while my kiddos were trying to sleep upstairs, and then if one of them wake up, dad life, man. Then they don't know
Yeah.
where I am. So I haven't played it on stream, but I have played a bunch of it. It's a scrolling pixel art. It has feels of like a Zelda type. So far what I've done, but it's kind of like a stripped down Zelda, not like, and it would be like one of the NES Zeldas, except instead of top down, it's 2D.
Oh, okay.
And it's you walk around with Dex, your wolf, I believe, and so there's you have to find some puzzles, um, to solve, and you have to kill some enemies, and so I'm not real certain about it yet. I don't have a real big feeling one way or another. I'm not enjoying it, but there's nothing there that I'm like over the moon about. It does have some funny writing, I will tell you that. You go to this one lady and she's like, "Do you want these potions?" And you're like, yeah." And then you go to the next guy and he's like, "Hey, I wouldn't use any of those potions." And you're like, "Really? Well, why?" And he's like, "Well, you probably need to go talk to Bob. And just so you know, Bob used to have lots of hair." And so you go and talk to Bob, and Bob's like, "Man, you could tell you I love what's her name's potions. They've done me so good. I used to be a bear." And he's like completely bald. Like he has no hair whatsoever. It's the best in the world.
I see. I like humor like that. That's. I like it when it's well done.
Yeah, so there is some good stuff. That last game, I know, I played a lot this week. I Am Fish. Oh boy, I just played this
See,
today and I'm in.
you dropped into Discord the games that were coming out and asked anybody if they were interested. Skatebird, I Am Fish, and Superliminal, which we'll talk about later. I was big into I Am Fish. Just looked so much fun, so much like different gameplay styles with the different fish, and the idea of that they were kind of like ball puzzle type games. I was in, so I'm a bit envious that you beat me to streaming this,
I
but
didn't
I'm
realize you
definitely
were
still gonna
super
give it a
into
go.
it. I would have let you have it. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. If you got kiddos and you play with them on the Xbox, you probably want to think about this one, because it's just a ton of fun. You're a fish and you're in this little ball. Kind of think of it like a hamster ball, except it's half filled with water, and how you swim is how you make that ball go. It's very physics based, so like if you get that ball really rolling, it's going to be hard to make it stop. And it's a glass ball, so I guess it's not really a hamster ball. It's like a fish ball, but a hamster ball. It's like a fish bowl, but in a
Fishball
hamster
ball.
ball style. Yeah, it's very strange. And so you have to like you're just trying to get to the water, and you have to try to maneuver so that when you drop your fish ball, that's bowl, your fish ball bowl,
The FBB.
that might have been a title right there. Fishball bowl. Fishball bowl. There you go.
So hard to
When it
say.
drops down to the next level, you don't want it to drop on anything obviously hard or anything like that. You got to drop on something soft so it doesn't break. Don't break your fish balls. Um, just you can choose whatever title you want to use here. Okay,
Don't break your fish
I'm giving you a
balls.
plethora. You get to
That
choose.
just, oh, that tickled me. Sorry.
And so it's just a ton of fun. I mean, it just is. And so you're in the ball, but then you're not only in the ball, then you fall out and you're just swimming and you have to get through puzzles while you're swimming. And then you're in like a cylinder, like jar, and you have to swim in that. It's great. It's so much. It's just fun. It's just fun. That's all I can say. I'm done. I promise. That's all I got.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the gameplay trailer looked ace. It was the last one out of all the games that I was downloading today to download, and I just ran out of time. So unfortunately, I didn't get to play it. I am gonna try. I don't know when. I'm at work. I've got 3 nights to do as of tomorrow night, so I don't know when I'll get to play it. But I will be playing it, and you've just made it even more like interesting. So yeah.
Nice. So yeah, I've been talking a lot. Why don't you take breaking news?
So yeah, breaking news. Games that are out this week. Nuclear Throne, which you've already kind of talked about in what you've played. That came out this week. If you like HD noises of things going splat in your ears, Nick's done a really good job of selling that. So yeah, that looks good. The next one on the list is The Artful Escape. Now we talked about this in the last podcast. This is the one that looked like it was all the weird colors.
Mm-hmm.
I've not done any more looking into it other than that. So
it's a narrative-based game about paintings and music, as best I can describe, or as best as I've seen. I don't know a ton more than that either. So I'll just shut up now.
yeah,
There you go. You're welcome for all that I didn't just tell you.
Yeah, the next one on the list is Breath Edge, which is an outer space survival adventure game. You take on a role of a guy called The Man, who is just carrying on his grandpa's ashes to a galactic funeral, and suddenly finds himself in the middle of some kind of universal conspiracy. That's about as much as I can tell you. I've not seen any gameplay for this, but it does sound quite interesting. I like games that don't give a right lot away. So
this is exactly that. It's a big loop. I reviewed this for the Nintendo Dads. You go out into space, try to find stuff, come back, craft something more that makes you go further.
oh, is this the one where you was looking for water all the time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember you
It
talking
is
about
a ton of fun, but there is some. This is the one where I said, feel free to use a guide. Otherwise, I at least was frustrated looking for certain little parts that I had to find in this big space overworld, or not overworld, but open world that you get thrown into when you jump out of your craft. So that's all I got.
Yep. The next one on the list is Flynn, Son of Crimson, which you've already played and you covered, and so you didn't stream that one, unfortunately, but do you have any? Did you capture anything of it? Or
yes, you know how I captured something? I would love to tell you, Sean. I did it playing xCloud with my Backbone controller. There's a capture feature. I have no idea how it looks like. I've not looked at it yet, but I captured 20 minutes. I was afraid my phone might blow up if I did much more than that, because I don't really know how much space it takes. But I captured 20 minutes, and so if I can, it'll just be me playing, no voiceover or anything. I will try to get that into our YouTube channel, but I really have no idea. I didn't even go back and look. I kind of just fell asleep after I did
it. hey, you've got stuff like this. This is the thing when you become a parent. You have days where it's great. You get to do loads of different stuff. You get to like everything's nice and calm, and then you get days where it's just like you handed a shit sandwich and
That's right. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Eat
so
it and like
that's
it.
Cool. Yeah, unfortunately. The next one on the list is Origami. Is that Origami 2? Is that the one with the ninja type one that's come out?
In full disclosure, it's not out as of this live, but it's supposed to be out 9/16, so maybe
tomorrow.
It'll be out later today or early our time tomorrow or something like that.
Oh yeah, this is where the time loop comes in. It's currently tomorrow for me.
Mm-hmm.
You're still on today, so
yeah.
It's now the 17th for me. So
Xbox headquarters is about as late as it can get, right? I mean, it's only 4:18 over where Xbox headquarters is. 4:18 Thursday, by the way. 4:18 p.m. Thursday. So
welcome to the difficulty of we always have is that the 5 hour difference between me and Nick. He could be talking about one day, and I'm on another, and
That's
I'm
right.
like, come again.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So next on the list, well, basically the next two on the list, Skatebird, which we've already explained. If you want to play a garbage fire bird skateboarding game, go ahead and get it. They did a really good job of making an absolute dog turd.
That's a
If you
box
don't
quote,
want
baby. That's a Game
to,
Pass news box quote. We won't even
yeah,
charge you for it.
and it's like it's something I said while I was in the stream. It's not very often you will hear me beating a game down and saying this is just rubbish. And I've played all sorts of shit games in my time, and I will always find positives to the game. I think, okay, this is a what makes this game difficult and challenging is the game itself, not like
Yeah.
the gameplay, not anything. It's the fact
No,
that
you're
it's
right.
just poorly finished, poorly done. This is one of those things that sometimes gets through the net, and you think, oh dear, why did you play this? Why did you? Well, no, not why did you create it. I can see why they created it because it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Like the the thought of the game's hilarious, but it's just done so poorly.
Yep. Yeah, it needs a lot of
And then
help.
the other one, yeah, and then the other one on the list is I Am Fish, which you've you've done a stream of. I'm jealous because I really want to play it. I'm currently looking at the time in the UK and thinking it's only 25 past midnight. I'm gonna go back to sleep tomorrow during the day. I could probably play like half an hour of it and see what it's like.
You
But
won't
at the
play
same
half an hour
time,
though. I'll be the first to
no,
warn you. You won't play half an hour.
yeah, that's then the next issue is that it won't be half an hour and it'll soon be 3, 4 o'clock. The sun will be coming up again, and I'm like, oh. So yeah, once I'm done with this, I will be going to bed. So yeah, and that's it. That's pretty much everything. That's the breaking news for this week. All the news stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, we had a lot this week,
So
man. A lot of stuff dropped
yeah,
this week.
it was a good week for decent-ish Game Pass games.
Yeah, that's a
So
fair. That's a fair deal. That's about right.
so we will hop over to the party chat, and the first thing I have to do is from us both, we have to apologize to Bruce, as he did drop a question last week, which we completely missed, which we've kind of answered earlier on in the podcast, but I will say now, his first question is, will Battlefield go straight? So that's Battlefield 2042. Will that go straight to Game Pass? Yes. On day of release, Battlefield 2042 will be available for anybody that has Game Pass.
Really? Oh, we
Um,
disagree.
really? I thought it was a Game Pass exclusive.
No, the so I don't think it will. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll. Right now, it is not. Now there's a chance that maybe they'll take it and grab it, but at the moment, it's rumored or conjectured to be coming out a bit after its initial release. I don't think Xbox will grab it right away. I think they'll say have your day in the sun, and then we'll come and throw it on Game Pass a little bit later.
Oh, so I do apologize. I very much apologize there, Bruce. I thought it was one that was coming straight. I thought that was the idea of like it being really, ah. So no. So going back to the very start of the podcast when you were saying, will this have an issue? Yes, it will. I think a lot of people will still be playing Battlefield and not play Halo because of the 2 week, time between the releases.
So now you're like, oh, I get why the question was
Yeah.
there.
So I apologize. I said
Oh no, you're fine, man. We
complete
work, we're dads, we're husbands, we got it all going on. This
complete
is
brain fart. No,
really the least of
yes,
our worries, to be honest. Game Pass, what's
yeah.
coming and going on Game Pass, but we still love to chat
So
about it.
sorry, Bruce. No, this will not, and I repeat, will not be coming to Game Pass straight away. So.
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a surprise like, boom. I don't think Xbox is gonna come out and say, oh, we've decided that we're gonna pay for this baby on there. I don't think Dice wants that, and I don't think Game Pass, especially now, I don't think Game Pass wants that. It's too close to Xbox.
Yeah.
Or too close to Halo.
Yeah, definitely. Bruce's next question is: what is the difference between Skyrim on the Xbox and the Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch? Have you played either?
I have played it. I played a little bit on the Nintendo Switch, but not like the hundreds of hours that you can put into this.
Yeah. The only difference I can say between the two is field of view. So on the Switch, your field of view is you haven't got a wider field of view just because the graphical capabilities of the Switch, but also things in the distance don't load as quick. Other than that, the game is exactly the same. It's not any longer, it's not any shorter. You still got the same amount of um, quests, etc. to do. It's just things don't load as quick. The loading time between coming in and out of dungeons and in and out of places where it does have a loading screen is longer on the Switch than it is on the Xbox. If you want to play this game and get the most out of it, play it on the Xbox because it is a bit too heavy for the. It's just too heavy for the Switch.
It's like Witcher 3, right? Like it's like,
Yeah,
well, it runs, and if you got nowhere else to play it, then play it. Have fun with it. It'll just be a little muddy, and it won't be as good of an experience.
yeah. I played it originally on the Xbox and played it to the utter death on the Xbox. I played it a little bit on the Switch because I bought it physically when the Switch came out. So I thought, oh, playing Skyrim again, being able to play it everywhere, that'd be great. It'll kill some time at work when I used to operate at the last power station when we didn't have anything to operate because everything was shut down. So it was
Oh,
very much I'll feet up and play this.
I
No.
remember those posts, man. You just being like, I'm just sitting here in this empty building.
Yeah, that's when I bought the NES Mini and the SNES Mini. I used to take those to work with me, and I was like playing Super Metroid on night shifts. And Yoshi's Story, just chilling. We had we had two big 50-inch TVs on the back of the panels, and I used to sit quite happily with a really really long HDMI cable like draped over all the panels. I just used to sit there playing like.
Oh, that's so
And
good.
nobody'd say anything because it was like, you can't be doing that. You're at work, Sean. It's like, well, what am I supposed to be operating? It's all shut down. We've put holes in everything. It's fucked. Leave me alone. So,
That's the
um,
best.
so yeah, I tried it at work, and I just didn't enjoy it as much. So, and I've also played it on the PlayStation in VR, and that was awful. So, I wouldn't advise that either. And the next question, and I think this one opens a really big can of worms, but I like it when somebody asks a question that opens a big can of worms. So Hambone Johnny has this, do you guys do anything with the Game Pass quests? So anybody that plays Game Pass will notice every time you log in and play in a game on the Game Pass, it says you have unlocked a daily quest. Go and redeem your points, or if you unlock an achievement in a game that you're playing with Game Pass, it will ping up and say you've earned some points. Go and redeem them. Um, Nick looks like he's in pain.
No, it's just so funny. Like I'm trying not to laugh. Like, okay, just really quick, Hambone, you got me, man. I just thought that was like gamer achievement score. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I've only
No.
been back on the Xbox now since November. I haven't been on it since the one or since the 360. And so I was like, whatever. I just keep turning these in, not doing anything with them. And all of a sudden, I see your question, and I'm like, what the hell? You mean I can get stuff for these points?
So yeah, he goes on to ask, do you actively try to complete them? For example, you download a certain game and play it just to get the quest. And are there any rewards out there that are worthwhile? So uh, the first part of the question, no, I don't do anything with them other than I redeem them. Um, Second part, no, I don't actively go and think, oh, there's a quest for this game, so I'll go and do that because I'm very going to quickly just open the Game Pass app
Yeah,
and
how
look at
many points do you have, Sean? That's what I that was my question.
at the moment 625.
Well, what did you do? You had to do something.
Um, I just play Game Pass,
I have
and
3,000.
uh, you might play a little bit more Game Pass than I do, but um, no,
Apparently.
I redeem mine. So this then goes on
Yeah,
to my
that's what I
next
don't
question.
do. I didn't know I could.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go
this
enter
then
some
goes
contests.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So you can either save up loads and loads and loads, and For 14,000 points, you can earn your Game Pass Ultimate for the year, which means play a shit ton of Game Pass, do loads of achievements, so lots of different games. You'll soon get to 14,000 points because like the daily quests are 5 points each. So play a Game Pass game, log into Game Pass, get an achievement with Game Pass games. Then you go into your weekly ones, which is complete 4 daily quests, which log into Game Pass for 4 days in a row. Boom, there you go. The current weekly quest is Player Unknown Battlegrounds, which I used to be a big PUBG fan. Get a kill, dead easy to do, 50 points. Microsoft Flight Simulator, play that game on a Series XRS console. If you've got an XRS console, basically download the game, install it, play it, 50 points. Achievements, you get 10 points per achievement, stuff like that. And then you get monthly quests. So Quest Apprentice, complete any 8 weekly quests. Quest Dedication, complete 12 daily and 12 weekly quests. So, that gets you 100 points. Complete 45 daily and 15 weekly quests gets you 1,000 points. So, you could look at them and think, okay, I need to get this, and this, and this. I need to play this game, and this game. Squeeze the most out of those daily points and get, the 14,000 points to unlock Game Pass Ultimate for the year. Cool. Or, like me, I stick them, and like yourself, that you've just said, go and just do a sweepstakes. So for 200 points, you could redeem an entry into a sweepstake for £850 worth of Microsoft Store gift card. 850 points, that's what? How many games?
Oh, I have no idea. Decent few though, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost 10 games. So almost 10 brand new, you could buy Battlefield, you could buy Dying Light, you could buy, or you could pay for you could probably use that £850 to pay for your Golden Game Pass Ultimate subscription for a few years. You wouldn't have to pay anything just for playing games on Game Pass. So, yeah. The more I've just looked into it, the more I thought, I've played that game and I like it. I played Forza Horizon 4. 75 points for basically earning 500 influence points. You can do that quite quickly while driving around in that game.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I will say,
Minecraft. Here's one. So you could set Noah on this on your Xbox off of Minecraft. Break 117 blocks.
Don't just mine for resources, mine for Game Pass points.
Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, I forget to turn them in, so every now and then I'll go on to like the Game Pass app or go onto the redemption thing on the actual Xbox and be like, oh, I need to turn in some quests. Here's 23 quests that I need to turn in. So,
yeah, the one thing I will say, I had trouble finding it at first. So, when you go to when I started to search it, it kept telling me to go to the rewards app. I don't know where the rewards app is, and then when I went to find it, it gave me to the Game Pass app, and I was never able to find the rewards section on the Game Pass app. So rewards.microsoft.com is the place that I would recommend you going. That shows you where all the rewards are for what you got. So,
or if you have the Game Pass app on your phone, just scroll like from the homepage, scroll down a little bit. It's down there.
is it really? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's positive because I'm currently looking at it. I will hold it up to the camera for the people that are looking. So here's the Game Pass app, and basically there is the reward section.
I see the quest. I see quests, but I don't see the reward section.
Well, you can turn them in there, and you kind of you do have to either log in, like you say, online on the computer, or if you've got the console, you can redeem them from the console.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you can redeem or you can turn in quests here, but you can't redeem the points except for that rewards website. I'm fairly certain.
No, you can use the console. So if you went through it
Oh, in
on
the
your
console. Okay.
yeah, so because that's where I normally do it. I kind of just go through and be like, I'll enter this competition and this competition.
Cool. I'll have to look on there.
So,
Yeah, I didn't look on that.
and obviously the more points you have, if there's a competition that you really want to win, it's like that £850 or $850. That's a pretty good competition to win. If you've got 1,000 points, that's 5 entries to that competition. So you can buy 5 tickets for 1,000 points. So to answer to go quickly back through it, the question of do you guys do anything with Game Pass quests? Yes, I turn them in when I remember to turn them in. I don't actively try and complete them because I forget really that there is lots of different quests you can do. And are the rewards worthwhile? Sometimes, yeah, they are. Like $850, £850 worth of Microsoft Store credit is pretty good. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
I probably fall exactly on your answers. I'm not gonna like chase after the points, but when I happen to get them, I'm certainly gonna do something with them. And now that I know I can get, I'll turn them in. And now that I know that I can get rewards for them, well, I'll use those too.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So moving on, the next thing on our list of things to talk about is the golden ticket, which hasn't changed.
nope. It's
No.
about to.
So yes, as of today or tomorrow, if you're live, or as of 2 days ago, if you're listening to this at the weekend, Warhammer Chaos Bone is a Chaos Bane is still there. Ukulele will disappear as of today and potentially turn into Mulaka. And Zone of Enders HD collection has disappeared and will possibly turn into the Samurai Showdown 2. And they'll run right into the middle of October.
Yeah. On what's on the horizon? On what's new, Sean? Because we're running long here. On what's new, pick one of the new games that you're most excited for. I'll do the same. One of what has been released but not like has been announced to coming soon but not come out yet so far.
So Superliminal
Gotcha.
is probably the one that I am most excited for. And that's I think Marty played this as I did a let's play or a first view kind of thing with the Nintendo dads, and it's very much like a puzzle style game, but with a portal, a bit like Paul, that you kind of just pick stuff up, drop stuff, but the way you interact with that object changes how the game plays. So like the one thing I look at is like there's a little tiny doll's house on the floor, and you lift it up above yourself, and because your point of view changes and makes that house look bigger, when you drop it, the house is bigger. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that, and that is a game that is in my that is part of my dashboard confessional. That is one that I will be doing a stream of next week.
Cool.
So
I will stay away from it. Promise. And actually, we just forgot to move it down. It technically is available right now, I believe. Fairly soon.
yes, it is. Yeah, because I've downloaded it. It was in
Yeah.
our. Was it not in the breaking news? It was not in the breaking
It
news.
wasn't when I did breaking news. They didn't have a hard and fast release date for it, so I wasn't certain it was going to make that date.
But yes, so that's available now. So go play.
For me, Subnautica. I don't know a ton about it. I'm just reading from the thing, and that it just seems like the game that's probably most up my alley from what I'm reading here. Dive into freezing underwater adventure on an alien planet. Below Zero is set 2 years after the original Subnautica. Return to the planet to uncover the truth behind a deadly cover-up. Survive the harsh conditions by building habitats, crafting tools, and diving deeper into the world of Subnautica. So
Yeah, as soon as it says crafting, that's where I know you're sold. So
yeah, so that's one that whenever it comes out, I'll definitely be doing my thing for
yeah.
that.
So the other ones on that list then is Phoenix Point, which is for the console. That's a strategy-based video game featuring turn-based tactics, which is where I switched off.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you.
So turn-based games just don't do it for me. Which then brings me on to the next one, which is Astria Ascending, which when you asked the question of what people would be into, there was a lot of people into
There
this.
was, yeah. John
But I
and
know,
Jesse, and yeah.
yeah, And Jesse, especially, I wasn't surprised by because I know he likes his anime style gameplay. So he was very much a Final Fantasy fan. So yeah, I know that one very well. Lost Words Beyond the Page. That's coming soon. So Beyond the Page will memorize players with its unique blend of gameplay mechanics and striking watercolor aesthetics, which I quite like the idea of.
Mhm.
Driven by the player's curiosity, the world of Astoria and the power it holds will serve as the engine that will propel Izzy, which I'm assuming is our female lead, through this deeply personal narrative, resulting in a truly memorable experience. This one, I think, will be a good one for, is it John or that
Yeah,
plays
John
Life is
likes the
Strange?
narrative base. We can get him
Yeah,
out of Life is Strange.
yeah. Well, I think he's played that game. So he admit that in his last podcast that he's played that game to fruition and doesn't want to play it again for a while. He actually asked the listeners for a game to play. So, John, if you are listening to this, which I hope you are, because I listen to yours, so you should listen to mine. Um, Lost for
Nothing like
Words
a
Beyond the
guilt trip.
Page. Yeah, Lost for Words Beyond the Page is probably the next game that you should play.
Sable actually is kind of interesting to me. An open world exploration video game in which the player, as a young girl Sable, searches for a fitting rite of passage mask, such that she can return to her nomadic clan. The game has no combat or set storyline, but emphasizes simple puzzle solving.
I I liked the sound of that, but then I go back and I look at the gameplay trailer and I look at the graphics, and I'm kind of like, it's too simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, like, when we was talking about Art of Rally earlier, they don't seem, or it might change my mind if I play it, which is what happens with Game Pass usually. That
Right.
like I
Yeah.
kind of look at a game, but it looks too simple to kind of drag me in. So,
Yep.
Unsighted, which is coming for console and PC. After a long with the humans, the few androids that remained in Arcadia are running out of anima, which is the energy that gives all the robots consciousness. It's up to you, Alma, to find a way to recover your memories and save your friends from becoming unsighted. Explore the vast ruins of yeah, explore the vast ruins of Arcadia using every tool you can find. Time is ticking. They need you. So that sounds. It's one of those again. It's like, well, they've not really given too much away. So do I want to? I need to go back. I need to go away and look at the gameplay trailer.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
Grail is
looks quite
coming for the
exciting.
PC for anybody. For you, third strongest mole. For you, Grail is coming to PC.
And
And
Tim,
I'm sorry, I didn't find a synopsis. There you go.
no.
Things leaving as of September 31st. Drake Hollow, which I may actually try to hop in before it leaves. That was a game that keeps getting pushed up in my like Game Pass recommendations due to my obsession with Grounded. So I may try to give that a look. I can
Obsession.
fell. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that didn't even think of that. That's good. I can fell. Night in the Woods. I played that on Switch actually. Kind of liked it. Uh, I kind of liked it. Kathy Rain. I don't know anything about it. Warhammer Vermintide. If you wait, no, you could. You just need to do it. You need to do it.
Oh yeah. So if you want to give them a go before they go now. Like Nick, who is going to try and give Drake Hollow a go. So
That's right.
get them, snap them up before they go away.
My dashboard confessional is hopefully Subnautica. Other than that, I don't really have anything on the list, and more Psychonauts.
So yeah, for me, I still need to do a bit of Quake. The love for Hades has slightly upped a little bit in the Discord. I know somebody's tried playing through it again, actually on the Xbox, and they moaned that the Xbox controller is too clicky compared to the Switch Pro. So,
They're not
but
wrong. It is.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, they're really not wrong. But
Depends. If you haven't used your Xbox controller a lot, you might not have got rid of the one or the clickiness out of it. So play more Xbox. Superliminal, because yeah, like I said, I'm really excited about the physics and the puzzles in that game. And then I Am Fish because yeah, I want to play it. I like the physics behind it, and it instantly, like before we started recording, I mentioned this. It instantly reminds me of a game called Glover for the
yeah.
N64. So if you were an N64 fan and you can remember the game Glover, this is what's kind of drawn me into this.
Okay, here goes. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's see if
Oh,
this
we're
works.
sharing screens.
Maybe are we? Are no? Apparently we're not. Apparently that's not a thing we're doing because it didn't work. At least not for anybody. Can you see it on Zoom?
Um, yes, I can see it on Zoom. It hasn't changed on Twitch. So
Nope, it had. Oh, and I killed it. I broke the internet, Sean. It happened.
oh no,
We're really sorry. Okay, that's not gonna work.
it's not on the on. I'm watching our thing live because sometimes I do that just to kind of see like make sure
Uh-huh.
everything's working. Yep.
Yep.
We've disappeared.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Maybe we can come back still. Maybe there's still a chance for this. So what we were trying to do, which we obviously can't do because we don't have the. I need to work on what happens here. We were gonna try to do this do it live. The contest winner that is for our 3 months giveaway that obviously failed. So I'm quickly trying to bring back Sean, which I did. Boom! Look at that. I can fix my mistakes sometimes.
So while you finish off fixing that, I'll move on to the next thing, and then we'll go back
no, I'm ready.
to.
I'm ready.
Oh, I'm not there though.
You're coming. You gotta wait. It takes time. You're
Oh,
like
there we go.
five,
White box.
yeah, you're like 5 seconds behind me. All
Cool.
right. So here we go. Drawing winners. You can't see this. I'm sorry. We really wanted it to be a thing. Here we go. One winner. Gleam is thinking. It's still thinking. The winner is Mark Foley from Florida. Mark, congratulations. We'll be in contact with you. Everybody, give Mark a round of applause. If you're in your car, wherever, just don't let go of the wheel.
Yeah. So Mark is quite lucky because we had 130 people enter. We had quite a few different actions. So thank you very much for everybody that joined in. Thank you everybody that's followed and subscribed on our various social accounts to be part of this competition. And congratulations, Mark. We hope you enjoy your 3 months of free Game Pass.
You know what we should do? We should do this live. And next time we do it live, we should say that if you are in the stream, you will get double the Game Pass. You'll get 6 months instead of
6
3.
months. Nice. 2 free months. That'd be pretty good. That means everybody has to watch on the announcement.
You'll get 3 months irregardless. We promise that. But if you're watching when we do it, you'll get 6. I think that's the thing we got to do. Anyways, moving on.
Without breaking any GDPR rules, which I don't know if that's still exactly the same for you over there, but any confidentiality rules and so on and so forth. Do they have to give us an address or is it just an email they have to give us?
You're asking me tough questions.
But the only question is that I have some stickers that I'd like to send him as well as his 3 months Game Pass. So he has a Game Pass news sticker that he can hopefully stick on his console or wherever he wants to stick a sticker.
You can stick our sticker wherever you want to stick. God darn sticker.
If you want our faces in different places.
So many title names. You choose whichever one you want, Sean. I'm gonna be really excited to see if you go with Fishballs or which one you're gonna go with.
I'd love to be able to send him some like stickers, a pin, any kind of merchandise for anybody that kind of enters into these competitions.
We just have his email and city, but we can talk about that later. Let's move on. It's getting we're moving on to an hour and a half, way past our normal time.
The only way I'm going with this is with the only way I'm going with this is that Tim from the Nintendo did us an awesome favor of getting our the Game Pass logo with our avatars, which you see above our faces on Twitch. If you watch this on YouTube, you'll see them. But like any social thing that you see is on, we have our little avatars. Tim's done us a massive favor of pushing our merchandise out onto Redbubble under the Nintendo Does logo. I bought some stickers on the transparent thing. I've also got a pin coming. The stickers are amazing. They've come out really well, but you can get our
face. Good. I will admit, I was a little unsure about this, but yeah, I'll admit they do look pretty good. Yeah.
So you can get our, the logo and our avatars. You can get them on t-shirts, jumpers, cups, basically anything phones. You can have us as a comforter if you want at the end of your bed. You can cuddle us up on a night, snuggle in under me and Nick's face.
What the hell have we done?
I don't know. I gave some stickers to my dad today. So, you know, but yeah, you can head over to redbubble.com, and if you search for the Nintendo Dads or Game Pass News, you will find us. Feel free to buy some stuff because I'm excited about
Sean needs
pushing
to
this.
eat, damn it. He doesn't eat unless you buy something.
No. But yeah, I'm excited about this. It's cool. It's like, it's interesting. But yeah, that is about us for this episode. So thank
Sure.
you very much if you watched this live. Thanks to Duke and Bruce for jumping in on the live chat. If you want to follow us, you can. Our socials are over at Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. Just search for Game Pass News. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, befriend us. We don't bite. We enjoy it.
We like hugs.
Yay! We give free hugs. Social distancing rules apply.
That's right.
If you want to jump in on the Discord and chat with us on there, we have our own subsection. But if you also any of the people that we talk about, so the Duke and Bruce that have jumped in, Tugabop, in the live chat, head over to patreon.com/Nintendos for as little as $1 a month. You can join in all the action. You get access to everything, which my favorite channel at the moment is Snack Dads because I love food and it's just interesting. Of course, head over to redbubble.com for any of our merchandise. Same again, look for Game Pass News on Nintendo Dads. A shout out to OC Remix because for the last 2 audio episodes, I don't know if you've noticed it, or if anybody's noticed it, but I kind of changed the music. I borrowed a little bit from OC Remix. He does some awesome covers of everything. The one that we've got at the moment is currently a Doom cover. And I do keep meaning to change it up every now and then. And again, thank you to everybody in the live chat. It's been awesome hanging with you. So, as always, we hope to hear from you guys soon. But until next time, I'll see you later.
See you later, guys.